Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. This is the press conference kickoff event for the 15th Annual Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival. Well, we're in this beautiful new edifice. I encourage you to walk around the building, especially there's a mural or a picture of Shirley Chisholm upstairs somewhere. I'm going to see it. Yes, done by the visual artist Al Johnson, who will be part of this 15th Annual Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival. I encourage you to go see Al's work here at Brooklyn Borough Hall, and also on March 29th, I believe, at For My Suite event space, as Al Johnson, visual artist, teams with jazz musician Jeff King, When Art Meets Jazz, as just part of some of the over 50 events during the Jazz Festival. But right now, to guide you through what's going on through the month of April, known as Jazz Appreciation Month, I'm going to bring up Central Brooklyn Jazz board member, Miss Bessie Edwards, who will be our mistress of ceremonies. Bessie Edwards, please join me at the podium. Bessie.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm not a professional MC, so I'm going to be very informal, but I plan to be informative. So I hope that works for you. Does it? Yes. Okay, great. We're here today because we want to kick off the Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival. I think that for those of you that have been around, you know that this is our 15th Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival. We are a grassroots organization that has a mission of preserving jazz. Now, I'm going to launch a new thought. Usually, people who support jazz and love jazz, they always say, keep jazz alive. I would like to change that because that means that jazz is dying. We know jazz is not dying because if you look at the program that we have here, we have 28 events in Brooklyn for the month of April. Now, does that sound like jazz is dying? No. I think that we need to change it. I was just discussing it with some of the younger attendees here, and we decided that instead of saying keep jazz alive, we're going to say keep jazz youthful. And if we keep jazz youthful, then our mission will be achieved because the young people will keep the jazz alive. Okay, so I hope that you remember that thought and stop sounding like jazz is dead, because it is not dead. The other thing that I would like to suggest to you is that Brooklyn is really hot now. We have everything Brooklyn these days. And the thing that we would like to make sure happens is that Brooklyn becomes the jazz capital of the world. Who agrees with that? Anybody? Somebody said it already is. It actually is, but we have to let other people know that. We know that. So my thought is that we're going to impress upon everybody here in the press that we got to tell the story that the Central Brooklyn Jazz Consortium, which has the longest running grassroots festival that promotes jazz, actually in the city of New York. So we have to get that message out that Brooklyn is the jazz capital of the world. And all the tourists that come here, they have to come to Brooklyn for jazz. They can go other places, but it won't be like Brooklyn. Okay, so that's my little message for this evening. To move along with our program, I would like to ask Reverend Trufant, who is the senior pastor for Emmanuel Baptist Church, to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
to our Borough President and to the Mistress of Ceremony and to you, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say to you that I am very, very surprised to be asked to share in this experience. Not only surprised, but also perplexed. After all, I am not a jazz buff, I'm not a jazz teacher, and the fact of the matter is, neither am I principally a jazz aficionado. The truth be told, I flirted with jazz in college and listened to the sounds of David Sanborn and George Benson and Al Jarreau, and I appreciated that experience, and it meant a great deal to me. But it's only been in recent years that I've had an opportunity to have my appetite re-whetted. And I appreciate what, in particular, Isaac Suggs, who is a member of our congregation. He is a director for the New York City Parks Department, and he's also the chairperson of the Board of Trustees. It was Mr. Suggs who encouraged me to see the connection between jazz and Jesus. And I appreciate the fact that he allowed me to discover yet again the rich roots of jazz, how jazz has the capacity to bridge gaps and bring people together across lines of race, across lines of class and gender and sexual orientation. Jazz has a way of creating a sense of community and uniting people, and I have a deep and abiding appreciation for what jazz has been able to do and what jazz is doing in the midst of our congregation. It was through Mr. Suggs' effort that we launched an experience called Experiencing the Presence of God Through Jazz. And it has been a phenomenal means of drawing together diverse groups of people who share not only a rich moment, but share incredible memories. And I want to thank him for that. Finally, I just want to say to you that you have an opportunity to sample what we do every fifth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. at Emmanuel Baptist Church. In fact, you don't have to wait very long. The fifth Sunday of this month, the Swing Machine will be appearing at Emmanuel Baptist Church at 3 p.m. But in between now and then, you have an opportunity to sample the sounds of jazz, that great siren sound at 966 Fulton, as well as the bevy of opportunities that have been put together by the Jazz Consortium. May God bless you and may God keep you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Trufant, and he is not exaggerating. That Jazz Vespa on every fifth Sunday is absolutely fabulous, and the place is packed, so make sure you come. Next time, I think they have some flyers inserted in our program. Next, I'd like to bring Harold Valley, who is a member of the Central Brooklyn Jazz Consortium. And we call him, he told us to call him the keeper of the secrets. So he's gonna come. Harold, you gonna tell us some secrets, or are you just gonna come on up? All right, let's see. Give Harold a hand.
You know, some people are born famous, and some people have fame thrust upon them. I had the name Keeper of the Secrets thrust upon me. So people ask me, what are the secrets? I say, I can't tell you because I'm the keeper of the secrets. You know, this month we're celebrating Women's Month. And without women, this organization, Central Brooklyn Jazz Consortium, would not be operating on the level that it's operating. So I want to give tribute to those wonderful sisters who have helped this organization flourish throughout the years. So I'll just take a moment to run down some of the names to let you know who these wonderful, wonderful persons who they were. Okay, we have Alma Carroll, who was there in the beginning. Tori McCartney, Viola Plummer, yes indeed, Joanne Cheatham, Miss Bessie Edwardson standing here so graciously, Lauren Jackson, Lilith Myers, all right, Baritha Reddy, yes indeed, Roxy Jordan, Ethel Carter, Angela Weusi, Debbie McClennan, Miss Sandy, and many others. And this is a poem that I want to share with you concerning the divas of the past, that being Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan, Eartha Kitt, and Lena Horne. Hey, let's talk about these four soulful divas of the past. It is well known that what they put down forth will forever last. They did what had to be done, and it knocked out everyone. Now, people traveled for miles to hear them perform, for they dug their singing styles. I'm talking about Dinah, a stone headliner. I asked who could sing jazz and blues any finer. I'm talking about Sarah, whose voice was everyone's choice, who could take a note, turn it around, take it up 2 octaves, giving a song a brand new sound. I'm talking about Eartha, who was as sleek as a cat and who knew exactly where it was at. Having heard her sing gave one the same pleasure as taking a spin in a Rolls-Royce car or tasting vintage wine while consuming $100 an ounce caviar, or even chomping on some pig's feet and collard greens. Can you dig what I mean? Or peas and rice, which is equally as nice. Now, I'm talking about Lena, whose charms could fill a book and whose sensuous look could get any man shook. Her voice in her prime was smooth and beautiful. Oh, what an audible delight and such a magnificent sight. These are the sisters who didn't fail as they truly blazed the trail for others to follow. Dinah, Sarah, Eartha, and Lena are no longer with us, but are up above. Through recordings, we can still share their love. May their recordings long live so that they can continue to give us their jazz interpretation of songs. These fantastic divas, as were by far the very best, for they have truly passed the test of time. Yes, indeed, divas of the past, Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan, Eartha Kitt, and Lena Horne, Ovalti Irini. May jazz live on, forever forward, backwards never. Can you dig it?
Harold is our spoken word champion for the CBJC Board of Directors. Thank you, Harold. Right now we have our illustrious Borough President, who we all think we know him personally because he's been around in our community. So I'm going to ask our Borough President, the Honorable Eric Adams.
Come on up and join me, Diane. You know, my Deputy Borough President, Diana Rayner. I'm so happy to have her on board with us. You know, give her a nice, warm greeting. Bob and I talked about this a couple of years ago when Bob said when you are elected, we're going to make sure that we do the kickoff for the jazz extravaganza that takes place. And so we're excited about this. The welcome mat is out, and people believe that this just started overnight, and it's so far from true. When I think about some of the things that both Viola is doing and Sam Penn for so many years, and my mentor, who is now with the ancestors, G2 Weusi, and just so much that has been done around jazz. And so we don't want to miss it this year, but some of the notes that I was able to pull up, that back in the day we had folks like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, Lee Morgan, and others played at Brooklyn venues like Putnam Central, the Blue Coronet, the Baby Grand Club, not Macho, or Tony's Club. So many times we have great artists that are here, so we want to say this is only the beginning. Each year we're going to make sure this continues to grow, and one of the things we're going to do in this borough is to turn this into the artistic scene where people can come and visit and enjoy live music all throughout the borough. We don't want just merely a BAM cultural district. We want cultural districts throughout the borough of Brooklyn where people can enjoy live music, good music. And so we are excited to make sure that it happens. And we're going to look and see how do we continue to evolve and make this the mecca for great live music. And we're going to pull you in and share the conversation with you so we can hear the ideas from you. You have been in the fields. You have toiled for years. You have watched the harvest, and now it's time for you to benefit from the fruit that you allowed to grow and become the borough president of the borough of Brooklyn, the baddest borough in the baddest town in the city of New York. So we want to hear from my partner, Dinah Rayner.
Let's give a nice round of applause to our borough president, our first African-American borough president in Brooklyn, Eric Adams, and it gives me great honor and distinct pleasure just to be able to join you here today with him. This is a momentous occasion to be able to open these doors to you, and may it just be the beginning of a wonderful tradition, as he has already said. We want to really give tribute and thanks to Municipal Credit Union and Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration Corporation. From the very beginning, it is organizations like these who invest in what would be cultural events such as this one, celebrating what would be the last 15 years and many decades to come. Afro Arts Design and Long Life Referral Network, I just wanted to thank these individuals for partnering to making sure that this type of event, this type of bringing together what would be the arts and community, because that's what this is all about, connecting people to the cultural world that Brooklyn has to offer, and it begins with each and every one of you. So thank you for sharing your talents and your sponsorships. The event information, we cannot forget, this is the 15th annual Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival. It's a music festival bringing together various ethnic groups through the language of jazz. My son, I'm proud to say, my 8-year-old Diego, I love you, honey. He's learning how to play the trumpet. And that mommy didn't have to force him, but he appreciated the sound that the instrument reverberated. And to see his pudgy little fingers just trying to reach what would be those knobs is amazing to me. And he knows every piece of the instrument and what it's called. And so there's an appreciation for learning music. It's not just about the sound, but reading music. Every child should have access to that. And our challenge is to bring that to every child. And so I salute you, your talent. May you continue to embrace us so that our ears are blessed with your music. Our organization info, I want to make sure you appreciate. Central Brooklyn Jazz Festival was founded in 1999 and has grown to be a highly anticipated month-long borough-wide celebration of the music. This festival features world-renowned artists and Brooklyn favorites, performances and events scheduled, and entertainment venues, cultural and educational and faith-based institutions during Jazz Appreciation Month. And this is the program here tonight. We want you to continue to take this program and share it with many others throughout Brooklyn. There is a listing of the different dates and venue options where you can participate and attend and support our jazz community. I thank you all for joining here at Borough Hall. This is your home. On behalf of our Borough President, Eric Adams, thank you.
Listen, we have to present, since Eric mentioned, I don't know if they can hear me, but Eric, on behalf of Central Brooklyn Jazz, this is Beretha Reddy, our Big Eye Blues Festival. She'd like to present you with this little token. Raina, she had two of them, but somebody offered more money, so I'll bring back another one. So Eric, we'll give it to the elected official, Beretha Reddy.
All right.
Big Eye Blues Festival. But what you said and your commitment to, you know, making this borough or even the outposts of Brooklyn, East New York, Brownsville, more involved in the daily lives of all Brooklynites. So we do hope that, as Raina said, that you do enjoy all parts of the festival and all points of this great borough. And thank you, Brother Adams, for leading us on the path.
That's some good music to play. Some good music.
Let's give them another hand. I mean, if you got the borough president talking about how important the work is that we're doing, we have to acknowledge that. The thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, that CBJC is a volunteer organization. There is nobody that gets paid to do the work for this. And I would like to invite all of the board of directors to please come forward. CBJC board, please come forward.
Quickly. Just do that, Marvin. Come here. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the venue don't get saying.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. We have several supporters that are here. There's one new supporter. I want to introduce her to you because you're going to see her around. She is with Investor Bank, and Investor is getting to know us. So I'm going to ask Jennifer to come up and say a couple of words of letting them know that Investor Bank is right down the street and what they do.
Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer Smith. I'm the Community Development Officer for Investors Bank New York. We're right around the corner on Court and Livingston. We're a community bank, a neighborhood bank. We're excited to be here in Brooklyn. So excited to be supporting the festival. Thanks to Bessie here. So I'll be out and about this month. I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. She didn't mention that. Give her a hand, because the mission, one of the missions of the Investor Bank is to support nonprofit organizations. So you guys need to know that, because we are mostly affiliated with nonprofit organizations. The other people that we would really like to thank are the people that have helped us through the years. All right, we have the elected officials who are New York State Assembly member Annette Robinson, Kareem Kamara. When New York State Senator Eric Adams was a senator, he supported our work. Velmanette Montgomery, former New York City Council members Letitia James and Al Van. Okay. We now have Laurie Cumble, who has stepped into his position, and they continue that support. In addition to Robert Carnegie, who has also stepped into Al Van's shoes, and they are supporting us as well. Okay. Do we have our cultural institutions here? That would include the Brooklyn Public Library. Are they here? Anyone from the Brooklyn Public Library here? Okay, Ms. Meredith Walters, who has been supportive of us. The Wildlife Conservation Society, the New York Aquarium, okay. We just want to acknowledge them publicly for the support that they have offered us over the years, and they will continue to offer us that support. My boss, Mr. Myers, am I finished? Okay. Okay, we want you to enjoy more music and enjoy the refreshments that we have provided. And we want you to particularly pay attention to the schedule. Okay, we want to bring Mrs. Wausi up because, as you all know, G2 Wausi was one of the founding members of CBJC. And were it not for him, we probably would not be here because he was so diligent in his work trying to keep jazz alive. So since he accomplished that, because now we're keeping jazz youthful. Okay, so Angela is going to say a few words.
Okay. As you know that April is Jazz Month. April is Jazz Month, and April also marks the 20th anniversary of the end of apartheid. So we're having, in honor of the Jazz African Heritage Festival that we did with South Africa, we're going to be having a block party on Claver Place on the last weekend of April, on the 26th, Saturday the 26th of April. We're having a jazz fashion show to go along with that, as well as a art exhibit. I would like my sister friend, that's right, come on up here. Come on up here, come on up here. Okay, Afro Art, Miss King here. Please talk about the art show that we're having.
When art meets jazz, we're having with Al Johnson and Jimmy James Green on March the 29th. We are opening the festival. It will be a fabulous event and featuring the Jeff King Band. We have free food and hors d'oeuvres.
That's right.
She can let you know about the rest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rome? We have the month of April is jam-packed with activities and opportunities to experience our culture. Rome Neal is going to be doing Monk. Rome, you want to talk about Monk?
Everybody's busy talking and not listening. This is about listening also. My name is Rome Neal. I feel very proud and privileged to be a Brooklyn resident and to celebrate this wonderful month of jazz in Brooklyn, because we have some wonderful places to go to and see some great things and hear some great music. Like last night I was at For My Sweets and we had the time of our lives. And we just sealed the deal to bring my one-man play, Monk, for one performance, April 24th, a Thursday, to For My Suite. We hope you all come out. It's a one-man play about the great Thelonious Monk, who frequent Brooklyn jazz joints and performed. And so we have theater also, jazz theater in Brooklyn on during this festival. So we hope you all come on out and be a part of it.
Thank you, Rome. So now we're looking to see everybody on the last Saturday of April. It's going to be a block party with South African musicians, South African artwork, and you will totally love it. You know, we're going to celebrate apartheid, the end of apartheid, in the spirit of G2WUC.
Okay. Thank you, Angela. That sounds like a fabulous program. I'm going to bring to your attention to please take a look at the schedule and come out to these 28 events. You got something to do every night, every day for the month of April. And if you do that and you tell your friends, then next year we're going to be saying that Brooklyn is the jazz capital of the world. Let's say it now. It is. All right? We're going to claim that. It's Brooklyn is the jazz capital of the world. Of the universe. Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. Just remember that, and we're going to keep jazz youthful. All right? Keeping jazz alive means that it's dead. So we know that it's not dead.